AEW signed a TV deal worth $185 million. Plus, we had a big return and a debut on Dynamite last night, and multiple title matches have been announced for AEW WrestleDream. So you might have seen the news breaking last night. The long and the short of it is AEW is staying with WBD for a long time, and they feel fine.
They certainly do. It was announced yesterday that AEW has officially signed a new TV deal, confirming that Dynamite and Collision will continue for years to come. Variety first reporting that AEW has signed a new multi-year deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. As reported, initially $150 million a year. WrestleVotes and Andrew Zarian giving us a bit of an update on that, saying it's actually worth closer to $185 million per year. Not bad for a t-shirt company,
That
is
is all right for a t-shirt company. The Wrestling Observer adds that sources close to the negotiations said it'll wind up substantially over the figure on an annual basis, with all components figured in. The deal is for 3 years and a fourth option year. The fourth year would be at a substantial increase in price as well. This is a ludicrous amount of money. It's
great.
Incredible.
It's so great. It's really, really good. It's shut up a lot of the naysayers. There are a lot of people being very, very quiet on Twitter last night.
It did seem very quiet last night.
Yeah, no, I think it's just fantastic news for AEW, who have been around for, just over 5 years now, and to be getting that sort of money is amazing. This is how it's going to work. So, as part of the new TV deal, AEW Dynamite is going to continue to air on TBS on Wednesday nights. AEW Collision will remain on Saturday nights on TNT, but both shows will stream live on Max for the streaming services subscribers in the United States. Episodes also available to stream on demand from January 2025. AEW pay-per-views will be available on Max later in 2025. They've not got the technology yet. At a discounted pay-per-view price, and the new deal includes an enhanced distribution rights across social media option and possible new AEW programming across linear and digital platforms. So this is really good. The pay-per-view stuff, they're looking to make it cheaper on the Max service. We don't know the price of that yet. We don't know what sort of discount it's going to be. I know a lot of people that use like VPNs to get on Triller to buy it in the international market because it's cheaper over here. So for me, if I was living in the US and if I didn't have to piss around with a VPN and the discount was decent on Max, it would be great if that lined up with the international prices. So there isn't anywhere cheaper that you can get it legally.
You'd have to go there. When it comes to pay-per-views, once again, Wrestling Observer reporting, the situation will be closer to the UFC model than the WWE model, in the sense that Max will be starting a pay-per-view component and AEW will be part of that. The price will be lower on Max than it will be through other sources. The pay-per-view events will remain available through regular television pay-per-view channels, DirecTV and Dish, as well as places like Triller, YouTube, and ppv.com. Most of the marketing is going to be geared towards Max. Max is going to be promoting those events as well. They aren't in a rush to do a network model because I think the word I saw used a few times in write-ups about this is that it would sort of cannibalize their pay-per-view market, in the sense that if you're then offering those big events, your all-ins, your all-outs, your full gears on the same package as Dynamite and Collision, you can't go back on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem that maybe WWE fell into. They kept the price for the longest time at $9.99, and it's still $9.99 to this day, for a little bit longer anyway. And it's cheap. It's very, very cheap. It's great for fans. Great for fans. But I can understand why AEW want to do this. WWE have the advantage of a really extensive pay-per-view library. They've got all the old Raws, SmackDowns, pay-per-views. They've got original programming on there. They threw so much at that. AEW is not as old as WWE. They don't have as much programming to put on there as well to offer that additional value.
Exactly. Tony Khan, the AEW CEO, said about the new deal, "We are honored to announce the extension of our incredible partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. This extension continues the tradition of iconic wrestling events broadcast on TBS and TNT, while also establishing a new legacy for AEW through weekly live streams for Max for years to come. We thank David Zaslav, Kathleen Finch, and everyone at WBD for their tireless support of All Elite Wrestling since its inception, as well as the AEW fans, talent, and staff that helped make this possible." The WBD chair and CEO of US Networks, Kathleen Finch, told Sports Business Journal, "We did not want to let our wonderful partnership with Tony and the entire group at AEW go anywhere else. What's exciting about this deal is it's the same deal that we had, but it's more." cheers. Because what we're able to do now is expand the franchise to a potentially brand new audience on Max. It's a younger, engaged audience that we think can really tap into the fandom in a new way. Sports Business Journal have also reported that WBD have an equity stake in AEW, which they have retained in this deal, but this hasn't been confirmed by Warner Brothers Discovery or All Elite Wrestling as of yet.
But Tom, what about Rampage?
I know, I did a big cry when I didn't see Rampage mentioned anywhere, as I'm sure the fans of Rampage did, all 4 of them. There was no mention of Rampage in the announcement yesterday, and for good reason. Multiple sources are reporting that when this new deal kicks in, Rampage will be kicked off. It looks as if it's being discontinued. Fightful says that Rampage was a show that was requested by WBD back in 2021, but upon the new deal, both sides have prioritized Dynamite and Collision. Now, they have noted at Warner Brothers Discovery that Rampage could end up elsewhere, but we've yet to hear any plans regarding that. Chances are what we're hearing about AEW Shockwave, which is the project, the show that they are shopping out to places, according to some reports like Fox, will fill in the gap that Rampage left behind.
No mention of Ring of Honor during yesterday's announcement. Most sources believing that it's going to continue the way it currently is, with tapings after Dynamite, and then that's being broadcast on Honor Club. When it comes to other programming, you talk about the news show there, but Fightful have added something a little bit about Dark. AEW did regain some additional elements in the deal. Since the announcement of Collision in 2023, Warner Brothers Discovery maintained exclusivity, which is why AEW Dark went away. However, under this new deal, AEW regains those rights. There have been mentions internally about possibly using Dark in the future, though nothing is confirmed. I saw a Sean Ross Sapp tweet as well following up on this, saying they've wanted to bring it back for a while. It's a lot of shows to be catching. Obviously, Dynamite to me is the real must-see one at the moment, and I hope this is a bit of a shot for Collision as well, because Collision I find a bit hit or miss. We'll see how that goes.
Either way, this is a massive deal, not just for AEW, but this is a massive deal for wrestling, because this is once again another place that people can ply their trade. It gives a company like WWE somebody who wrestlers can work, go back and forth with contract-wise and get better deals for everybody. And with better deals comes more money to look after your families and do more of that. A high tide raises all ships.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
a firm believer in that, and I think that it's only the real ardent, tribalistic people online that think that AEW getting a presence like this, a deal this size for as long as they have, is a bad thing. How could it possibly be a bad thing?
That's fantastic. And you know what? It offers some real financial security for a company really still in its infancy.
Yeah, 5 years in, it's still, there's still a long way to go with it, and they are locked in to WBD for $185 million a year. That's an incredible deal. Let's talk about Dynamite last night. There are lots of reasons to be cheerful, because it was the 5th anniversary of Dynamite last night, and as Hangman Page looked to hang Juice Robinson last night, Switchblade Jay White made a welcome return, chasing Hangman into the crowd and putting him through a conveniently placed table in front of the crowd. We're getting a Hangman Page and Switchblade Jay White feud off the bat.
Love it.
Yeah, me too.
Great way to get back into it. Jay White, who is somebody who got hot, then a little bit cold, then picked it up again. It happens, doesn't it? It's wrestling. But it's so good to see Jay White back. I think the world of Jay White. I think he's absolutely class. And this was really unexpected. I didn't see, maybe I missed this, but I didn't see any murmurs beforehand about Jay White.
We had one in
back.
yesterday's news.
Oh, bollocks. I was off yesterday. I didn't see anything.
Are you watching Adam P? Are you watching Adam P? Hey, we can swear in them now on a Wednesday. But that was the first. You're right in the sense that that was the first murmuring we had heard.
Right.
Was a bit yesterday.
But I was still wrong.
But they're bad. Only a bit wrong.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Wrong.
But we are. This is very, very right. The debut that we had moments. I think it was about halfway through Dynamite last night. I was very sleepy when I watched it. But a big debut for Dynamite too.
Great return. Really, really happy to see that. And as you say, a big return. During a backstage interview, MVP was confronted by Prince Nana, who wasn't happy with what MVP insinuated at Dynamite Grand Slam. MVP invited Prince Nana to take it up with the Hurt Syndicate's complaint department. Who's that, Tom?
Well, that would be Shelton Benjamin.
Ain't no stopping me, no! Oh, yes.
Oh,
Come on, we knew it was coming. MVP's popped up. We knew that we were going to be seeing Shelton.
They've made Shelton Benjamin the complaint department of AEW. Fumbled, I say.
He's a wrestler. You should get him wrestling.
Make him wrestle. I know. Calm down. Yeah, this is great. He's a great player manager type figure. Is Shelton Benjamin?
Love him.
He's still got so much to give.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, he'll always be a little bit of a what if, won't he? Because he was like pegged as future main event, a world champion, and whatever. But he can still go. We've seen it. We're on the rare occasion that WWE let him wrestle somewhere other than the main event. We know he can go. It's great.
We can't confirm or deny that Shelton Benjamin was pegged before Dynamite last night. We can confirm, however, that WrestleDream has shaped up quite magnificently with a few title matches added to the show.
Yeah, last night we saw Ospreay versus Ricochet for the Intercontinental. No, we didn't. International strap. That, though, led to a run-in from Takeshita, leading to a DQ. Soon after, it was announced that Ospreay and Ricochet will fight again for that belt at WrestleDream, but with the addition of Konosuke Takeshita to make it a three-way dance. I'm nailing this, Tom.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it. But there was something in Fightful just a few hours before Dynamite went to air that said that Takeshita is in line for a long overdue big push, and he's going to be inserted into some big title-flavored storylines. And immediately, here we are. He is in the middle of Ricochet and Will Ospreay. A three-way with those two. That is tantalising.
Yeah, he's class.
Tantalising.
It's great.
Also last night, during a Learning Tree segment, the Ring of Honor title was set up for competition. We're doing great today, mate. At WrestleDream, we'll see Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho. Jericho laid out the challenge, and Jericho sort of cajoled a challenge out of Mark Briscoe by saying, hey, look, I know that you probably can't beat me, but I think your brother Jay probably could have. Yeah. And then that led to Mark Briscoe giving Jericho a big old smack and accepting the challenge. So we're getting Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho at AEW WrestleDream for the Ring of Honor World title.
Cool. Plus, after Shibata came to Minoru Suzuki's aid on Collision after his match with TNT champion Jack Perry, it was confirmed that Perry will defend his belt against Shibata at WrestleDream. Shibata made the challenge via his phone translator, Perry saying he would think about it and then jumped Shibata before saying yes to the match. That's decent. That'll be fun.
That'll be a nice time, that'll be. And Darby Allin, who still is sort of healing his wounds from last week, losing his world title opportunity, he's thrown out an open challenge for the pay-per-view to anyone in the locker room who wants to make a name against him. These open challenges, particularly on pay-per-view, are normally an opening for a debut.
Yeah, you would think so. And I think we'll end up talking about who that might be in our second video of the day, which you can tune into in just a couple of hours.
WWE Bad Blood is this weekend. Predictions for Bad Blood on the channel with this handsome gentleman and the smaller handsome gentleman a little later on today. And then you have live reactions on Saturday at youtube.com/cultaholic/live.
Pictures on the channel right now if you want to watch as well.
And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.